And I have my mic off, of course. Hello, everyone. How's it going today? How's your weekend been? And yeah, so it's time for the... It's not really bi-weekly. It's not really weekly even. But yeah, we're doing a Mahjong again this Sunday. And hopefully you guys had a good weekend. Okay, I just lost my train of thought. I have no idea what I was gonna say, but anyway. So we got Mahjong again today. I'm gonna warm up a little bit with some solo ranked to wait for people to come in. And even if people don't come in, I can just keep chugging along on solo rank. That's perfectly fine with me. Let me adjust this a bit though on my side. Okay, so before we start, I do have to say that we are actually... So I'm actually dual streaming this to Twitch, so if it seems like I'm responding to some things that are not showing up on chat on this side, then it's because of that. It's probably because of that. I'm kind of trying to do the whole restream thing for Twitch and YouTube, just to see how it works out. I did like maybe one or two times during the week for like more competitive games and an art stream, but other than that. Hey Teacher Amy, welcome to the stream, and on It's Just Jams, also welcome to the stream. So yeah, I'm gonna be like I said earlier, I'm just gonna do some ranked match first to try to get warmed up. What I did want to do though for this stream in particular, that if you've seen the thumbnail, I kind of wanted to do like a special mode called Ashura mode, which is no longer available apparently. Apparently it was only during that time when something special was going on. And since it's not up anymore, I can no longer make a room with it. It was kind of fun. Basically, what Ashura mode is at the beginning of the game, everyone trades 3 tiles to each other that you did not want. So, I mean, it could get interesting. I feel like that could get interesting. But yeah, it's like, and also, well, that's also not the only thing. Let me move over. Where should I move? This is always a tough thing. It's like, where should I move? I think I'm just gonna move up. Down here? Over here? Okay, this is probably as good as it's gonna get. Yeah. But anyway, I think Ashura mode, let me start from the top. Ashura mode was like, everyone trades 3 tiles that they don't want. And normally, you know, when someone wins, that's the end of the round, right? Except then. 3 people have to win to end the round. So as soon as someone wins, they flip their tiles down so you don't know what their hand is, and you can't guess on what other tiles they might have in their hand. So it makes it that much tougher to figure out if your hand is dead or not. And the other way to stop the round or game is for someone to go under 0. So someone has to bust, basically. And I tried that for a couple of times when it was still available, and I busted. It was very tough. It was very, very tough. But yeah. Anyway, so that's it. That's pretty much how my experimentation with new Mahjong rules went, and I wish we could try it, but it's just not to be. But anyway, how's everyone doing today? How's everyone doing? How's the weekend been treating you? Short, long? I'm gonna guess it's mostly short for most people. Okay, so let me see what we got here. I have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8 pair of 9s, Honestly, this hand is pretty much dead as far as I can tell. I do need a pawn of something. If I can get like straights of nines here, that would be great, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So yeah. Lazy this weekend, spent too much time on Twitter. I feel ya. I feel ya. Okay. Probably a bad idea on my part, but I am going to try to get rid of one of these other tiles. Basically, I'm going to try to get like a sequence of 8s in my hand. Oh, not 8s, pins, sorry. My mind is already gone and I haven't even started yet. Speaking of which, by the way, when we actually do start playing our game for real, I do have a special rule for myself that I'm going to be implementing. I probably shouldn't have tossed that out, but someone wants it, I guess, and I really don't need it. But anyway, as far as the special rule is concerned, that was kind of inspired by, if you know Skylar Reach from Twitter. Skylar Reach, I basically just came from their stream, was watching them play Mario, and they were testing herself by eating peppers, raw peppers, jalapeno and serrano. Normally for most people that would not be a big deal, but Skylar has a very, very low tolerance to spice. So yeah. Not necessarily for losing. Basically, the rule is going to have me do something whenever I play into a run. I think that would be the most fair thing to do. And the severity of how badly I lose, the severity of how I do that thing, will depend on how many points I get taken off from me. Okay, well at least I didn't play into that. Not bad. Toy is not easy to get. So that was like all pairs, 7 pairs. It's not easy. Ooh, this is... You know, I kind of want to use my avatar, my model right now. So you could actually get my expressions during these ranked portions. Now, normally this would be not a good thing for me to pawn during this moment because I don't have even a single Yaku here. But everything is set up so that I can get a Yaku. I wish you could see my expression right now, but I am going to... I just want to stick with this for now, for the Mahjong portions, or at least today, because it's a pain to set up right now, and I don't really want to. I didn't think that far ahead. But this is actually... I just want to keep my lead, so I'm east right now, right? So I'm just gonna try to go for as many triplets as I can get in this hand, but the main thing is this. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this in particular. I will try. Con? Okay, let's con this. And I don't really need this. Alright, so there's a 6 here and a 6 there. So, either the other 6s are in the wall somewhere or in people's hands, so this is definitely on the chopping block. So is the 3, because no one else has it. Okay. Let's see now. Oh. I just realized who I'm playing against. It's either Chinese or Japanese because of all the kanji in the name. Now, normally that wouldn't probably be a thing people worry about. I'm kind of worried about it because typically they're a bit harder to play against. Sometimes. Not always. It's a thing. It's a possibility though. What time is it over there anyway? Let's just say it's like early morning. It's like early morning over there. What's going on? Let's get rid of this. I don't want it. Oh, you had it. Well, I'm pretty sure this six is not gonna come out because there's a door, and someone's probably gonna want that for their own hand. This one's gone. And I haven't seen any tunes though. Wish I could get a tune. Thank you for the tune. And now someone would have to be really, really stupid to discard the Adora right now, especially this late in the game. Yeah, it's gonna be a cheap hand regardless, but you know what? We'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. Someone wants this. Who wants it? Okay, no one wants it now. And that's dead for sure. Bum, bum, bum. Yep. Yeah. Discarding a door this late into the game is probably a really bad idea. Because either someone's waiting for it, like me, or it's just risky, especially if no one's discarded it yet. Very risky. At least I don't see any of the discards. The notification says there's 3 left in the game, so someone's either holding them, huge possibility, or waiting for them, another possibility. Let's see. Let's get rid of this, though it's probably the most likely one to come out as far as a win goes. Because this one already passed. Well, if no one wins this one, I'm gonna keep my lead. Well, I'm gonna keep my dealer hand. Alright. Spill it, what you guys... Ah, you were waiting on it also. See that? Someone is waiting for the door. Gotta be careful of that, especially late in the game. Alright, let's get rid of this one. Could probably go for some Montiles here, though I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna pan out. This could be a dead hand, depending on how it goes. Let's get rid of the south. Bum, 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 bum. I'm gonna hold on to these for now. It might be useful for later. Let's get rid of this. I don't think... If I had a chance for a straight... if I had a chance at the beginning over here, I probably would have kept it. And I probably should have... Well, no, that's fine. I will get rid of one of these though, because I probably can't use it. Honestly, my hand's probably dead. It's just dead. So I'm gonna make do with what I can. Get rid of this then. Now here's the question. Should I be keeping the dragon tiles or not? That's so far, yes. But the closer it gets near the end of the game, there's the less reason for me to hold on to these. There's definitely better plays out there than keeping these when you don't have a pair. Though I am surprised that I haven't seen any whites yet. Skip that for now. Save tiles first before anything risky. Hey Doobie, welcome to the stream. Grandpa, what the heck are you talking about? I ain't no grandpa. I ain't no grandpa. Is that a Ron? Oh, it's a pawn. I mean, just because I enjoy doing this does not make me a grandpa. No, it does not. Well, someone's just going for it right now. The tension here, though, the real tension here is not knowing what everyone is going for. Especially the person that's in Ricci. They want 7-7. They take the 7-7. So points are just getting shuffled around. Gotta knock that person across me somehow. My hand is not coming together. It just has not been coming up together. But you know what? The point is not to lose. The point is not to lose. I'm just trying to figure out. So, okay, so this morning, I guess I can talk about this a little bit. So this morning, I was planning to do a baking stream for, what do you call it? I mean, just to relax, right? I was just trying to do a baking stream to relax this morning. Didn't end up doing it because there's actually this project that dropped into my email. It's not for work or anything, it's to get work. And I'm kind of looking for something new right now to do. So that's what I spent my weekend doing, working on that project just to get an interview. It's been a while since I have done that kind of thing. But it was fun. It was fun. Got a little brain exercise. Ooh, someone's wanting it. Right across me. That's right next to me. Yeah, a little coding project. That's basically what it was. I do a bit of web development, not necessarily web design, because I'm really bad at drawing stuff out. If you see my drawings, it's not great. Even worse is my web design sense. So it's like, okay, I mean, I can kind of put things in containers and put them in boxes and stuff like that, but it's like, how do I make the website look good? I don't know. What do you want it to look like? I can't come up with that. You have to tell me how to come up with that. And then I can at least work with it that way. But just giving me stuff to work with and say, have at it, I don't know. I'm not sure what, I don't know what to do with this. I just do things. I just do things. Okay, looks like we just kind of have to go for a Tanyao here. That's probably the next best thing I can do. Well, when in doubt, always Tanyao. When in doubt. Get rid of that. I just noticed I've been tossing out bamboos. Probably should not be tossing out so many bamboos at one time. Let's get rid of this. Don't need it. These guys are very deliberate compared to some of the other people I've played. Ah, another 7 gone. Dum bum bum. Okay, maybe we can get rid of this 3. It's gonna be a very cheap hand if it materializes, but you know what? I'll take what I can get right now. I just need the rush of winning. Just a little rush of winning. Don't need this, it's gone. It's gone. Very tempting. Very tempting to grab. I'm gonna have to pass on that though. So 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 5, 6, 7. Holy crap. I didn't see this round going anywhere. Oh, cheap hands cheap. I'm still second. Now, this is a little bit better. I can work with this a little bit better. Maybe I can do some... Maybe we can do a little pawn here, a little pawn action here. Get rid of this first, though. Maybe logically speaking, this is the first thing I should have gotten rid of, but for the most part, this looks workable. That's for Dora. That is for Dora waiting to be set off on their side. That is okay. That's gonna hurt whoever plays into that. Not me, I hope. Not me, I hope. That would be very painful, and I don't want any of that. The wall is not giving me much love right now. Yes, review the Yaku cheat sheet. Please do. You can even review it during the game, but the game will not give you that much time to go over it. This will be on the test, but you can bring your notes to the test for this one. Just don't expect much time to actually process those notes. There's some easy ones to remember, especially that Tanyao should be easy to remember. The Toy, which is the 7 pairs, are easy to remember. And then you have basically single suits. Those should be easy to remember. There's really not a whole lot of funky patterns in the game. There's a few, but not a whole lot. Most of them, it kind of makes sense if you think about it. Let's get rid of that. Let's see, what do I have here? We have 3 of a kind here. If I can get rid of these and get... I'll take it. I'm in 4v10 right... Gosh darn it! Gosh darn it. Siberian Express to death. That's, yep. That's what happened. My ranking went down. Oh well. Oh. Looks like I finished one of my dailies. I don't play this enough to actually do the dailies. Alright. Warm-up's done. I'm gonna go and create a room. Let's do 3-player games so that the games will be pretty fast. 2 win. No, we're gonna do East only for... Let's do... I think we're at a point now that we don't really need too much time, so 20 seconds, 5 plus 20 seconds. I'm gonna go and do that. I mean, I don't really have any idea what you do the dailies for, but anyway. Room number is up top. I'm gonna copy the link for anyone who wants to just click on it inside the chat. So anyone who wants to join, you can click the link as a shortcut, or you can type it in yourself. Either one. Hopefully we have enough people for 3 players. Otherwise, if not, then I'm probably gonna do more ranking. That's probably what's gonna happen. But yeah. But anyway, once we finally get the game started, so here's my rules for myself. I have a... Let me get a picture up first. So I have this can of well, it's from the same company, but it's not exactly the same flavor. This one says pineapple cider. What I have here is a spiked peach seltzer. Basically what I'm gonna do is each time I get hit by a Ron, I am going to take a sip, basically. If I get hit by like a Mangan or higher, I take a bigger sip. So anything less than a Mangan is like probably 1 sip. More than a Mangan, let's say every 8,000 points starting from Mangan, it's like plus 1 sip, so less than 8,000 is 1 sip. Mangan is 2 sips. 16,000 would be 3 sips. So if it gets any higher than that, then I think if it gets higher, then I hope I can count by the time that happens. Just saying. The chances of that happening though is fairly slim. Well, in a 3-player mahjong, it's actually not that slim, because as 3 players goes a little crazy. I need one more person in this room. May not have enough people yet though. Let's see. Amy, I know you're in the room right now. But do you mind if I actually just do another round of ranked? And even with ranked, I'll apply those rules starting then, because on the off chance that we may not get enough people for a game, then I at least want to use those rules for something. All right, let's wait for a few more people. Actually, I probably should pin a message really quick. So let me see. If you'd like to join a game, please let me know. I will be opening a room after ranked. All right, and then pin this. Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't know what people typically do or talk about during Mahjong streams. Or any competitive game typically, but... Yeah, so I'm just gonna pin that message. And hopefully we get something eventually. Oh wait, did something up? Okay, go. All right, rules are simple. If I get wronged, I take a sip, and then there's ranges for that. Okay. Man, seeing everyone's skins makes me want to get one. I'm just being too cheap right now. Like really, I am being too cheap. Bum bum bum. Friday chess. Well, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. The thing is, I kind of reserve Friday for indie games typically. Useless gifts. Yep. Yep, I know the feeling. I mean, the nice thing about this game is you don't have to gacha for anything except for the character you want to play as. Which in itself is a struggle, but it's not like most gacha games where you actually have to roll for someone because it's a benefit to your team or collection. Now you can probably also roll for characters here for like waifus or husbandos like any other game. That's not stopping anyone from doing that. I mean, there's not stopping anyone from doing the collection thing either. I would do it if I had money to spare, but I am stingy with money. Very, very stingy with money. And any money I get typically either goes into my bank account or investments, depending on how much I can spare. Yep. I mean, they do that on purpose, making the characters hard to get, because what else are you going to spend money for here in this game? Nothing, really. And it's actually kind of amazing that they didn't do any... It's actually kind of amazing they didn't do any like weird mechanic in the game where depending on the character you use, you have like special abilities for like some kind of magic mahjong mode. I would have done that. I would have done that if I designed the game, but at the same time I'm kind of glad they didn't do that though, because at the very least you can play this like a normal game of mahjong, and it makes it really easy to learn. It also makes it really easy to have a place where people who want to play mahjong can go to and not worry about tier list or anything like that. You are your own tier list, however you want to say it. Tier list. You are your own tier list. Do you play badly? Okay, you are bottom tier. Do you play really well? Okay, you are top tier. There you go. That's your tier list. And that's a nice thing. That's a nice thing. Okay, I probably should hold on to those for now. Let's get rid of this. That's gonna put me in Fury 10 until I can get like a 6 or something in here. But what am I gonna do? Also, I guess this is also true. So, as far as the support networks between community-wise, between YouTube and Twitch, because this is something I think about once in a while. It seems like in Twitch, at least, you do have a closer community with other people of the same kind. So, like, say, if You are a fighting gamer. You get to know a bunch of fighting game people. They stream a Twitch and they can help you out while you're at Twitch, and you build connections that way. But you don't really see that much in YouTube because it's not known for streaming. At least it didn't used to be known for streaming until recently, right? Yeah. So I mean, I guess if you do it like that, it's fine. It's fine. But if you want to get like a wider audience, that's not just the people who use Twitch, I feel like you kind of have to be in YouTube, right? Because that's where most of the people are. But then again, I guess the people on YouTube are not looking for streams in general, so you don't get quite that support network, maybe. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I'm very, very resistant to the idea of doing Twitch streams in general. Because who's my target audience? Do I want to target general people, or am I just targeting a certain circle? I kind of do a little bit of everything, so that makes it harder on me. I really probably should focus on maybe one or two things. I don't like to limit myself like that. I probably should, but I don't like to do it that way. I don't know. It's a dilemma. It's a dilemma. Though maybe, at least for Twitch, maybe I'll do mostly competitive games on that on that channel. Those seem to be better received, I suppose. I don't know. I'm just tossing stuff out in the air. Just tossing my frustrations in the air. I probably shouldn't be doing that, but it is something to think about. It is something to think about. And I would like to get some ideas from other people on how to go about things if they feel like one way is working better than the other. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's not really numbers, though the numbers at the same time is kind of important because it gets you to where you want to be. But the numbers by themselves isn't that important, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I don't know. Well, the only thing I know right now is I am not getting hit by a run, which is good. The people beside me both have. I'm still sitting here at 25,000. What do? Could probably get rid of this. Nope. We don't want that. Let's get rid of the 8. Can't use the 8 anymore. If I had the talent for music, or if I had the talent for, let's say, speaking, just talking about everything and everything, I could probably do. I probably wouldn't be having a difficult time thinking of what to do, I guess. Just something to think about. Just something to think about. Don't need these anymore. Okay. Hand is coming together a little bit better. Still does not look good though. I can probably go for a Tanyo. Oh, now you come in. Now you come in. Yeah. So I guess at the end of the day, who do you do the streams for, yourself or? Gosh darn it! Are you serious? What the heck? This is what happens when I discard tiles and then 2 seconds later the same tiles fall into my hand, so that gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Well, there's also the thing about not just not knowing your audience, but the audience doesn't know you. They don't even know about you specifically, unless they're looking for like games or content that you are doing at that moment. So I guess in a way, your content is the way to hook the people into your channel. One, at least the initial hook, because like, oh, they're doing something I like. Let's check them out. Let's see what they do. So that's the first thing. But if no one is checking you out because they're just not interested in what you're doing, that makes things a little bit difficult. And I have a 3-way wait right now. That's a lot of weights. This hand is going to be very, very cheap, by the way. But you know what? I just want to get a hitch somewhere. And you know what? There's games like this where there is one person dominating the entire table. I've done that before. One time I got into I was East one time, and I won 7 hands in a row. It was funny for me, but I don't think anyone else at that table liked me after that game was over. I'm just saying, it happens. It happens. I don't know how, but it does. I mean, they weren't like super big hands or anything, but a win's a win, and I'm pretty sure people were salty. I'm pretty sure people were salty. Now, what I really want to know is, there are some people I've seen on YouTube play Mahjong. Mainly the Japanese players, because they're the ones that are really big into it, typically. Yeah, sure, let's grab that. The Japanese players typically are really big into the Mahjong thing, and there's a few Mahjong-specific YouTubers. And it's amazing sometimes where they start out with a really, really bad trashy hand and end up having a really nice looking hand at the end of it. I know it's partly luck. But still, it's still amazing to me how that can happen. I've seen a few channels pop up for Mahjong Soul on Twitch. Though it doesn't seem to be like there's as much interest in those compared to some other things. I don't know. I mean, to me, it didn't seem like there was much interest. Could be wrong. I might just be looking at the wrong times. Okay, someone that got their revenge, but I still want my win here. I haven't even gotten a win on any hand. All last. This is the last one. Unless I get like maybe a huge hand off the person across from me, I don't think I'm gonna get it to first place. Yeah, I suppose compared to Duolingo. I guess compared to Duolingo, Mahjong Soul has a higher viewer point. I suppose, yeah. I mean that's fair. That is fair. I'm also coming from someone who, oh hey, Monotalk, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Have a good weekend so far? But yeah, I'm also coming from the viewpoint of maybe having 1 or 2 people show up for the main content of my channel, which are the Atelier streams, which is a RPG series about item crafting. So it's like no one really comes for those except for maybe like 1 or 2 people. And you know, that's fine with me. I just like playing the games. I kind of wanted to, that's kind of how I introduce people to the series themselves. I could probably do something better to promote those games themselves, but I don't know. I'm just trying anything and everything. Cooking streams, because I like cooking. I do like cooking. And I guess I mean, there are some games that are popular that I could try because I am interested in them. I just don't want to like fall into that mindset of, oh, it's popular, I gotta play this so people will come watch me, because no, that's not gonna happen all the time. And if it does happen, I feel like it's a bit of a I feel like it's a bit of a luck of the draw, basically. I don't want to say it that way, but it kind of is. Cooking streams are fun. I like doing them. The only problem with me in cooking streams is my equipment basically for the kitchen is a used, is an older, it's an older phone that I don't use anymore. I don't want that. I don't want this either. It's basically an older phone I don't use anymore. That's my camera. And my kitchen is about 20 to 30 feet, so about 10 meters, I want to say, from my bedroom where all my equipment is. Not easy to get the mic all the way over there. Or have the, well, basically I use a different mic when I do that. It's not easy having to juggle between 2 mics, have the sound quality be decent on the second mic that you're not used to using, even after all the adjustments, and have the camera not die on you after an hour of streaming. Holy crap! I am glad that was not me. See, that's how you get the person from first place down to third, maybe even bust. Well, at least I'm not the only one who did not win or lose anything. Yay, my points went up just by staying where I was. Oh my god, I'm just glad that wasn't me. I'm just glad that wasn't me. Well, I didn't have to drink anything this time, so maybe you guys can make me drink something this time. 3-player mode, East only. Let's do 20 plus 5 seconds. Here's the room again. And here is the room code if you want to join from the link. You can definitely punch it in yourself, but this is probably the easiest way to do it. Now, if I was actually having to like be fair to 100 people or something in chat, or maybe more than 10 people, let's say, then of course I would be having them type it in instead of me dropping a link down. Oh hey, who is, so Montauk's in here. Who's the other person here in the middle? I can't read that. Jamu. Jam. Oh, it's Jam. Jams. Jams da yo. Jams da yo. I'm surprised I can read it. It always throws me off reading hiragana and katakana. I know it should be easy. Technically, it should be easy. 4-way game? We can do a 4-way game. I think we have enough of a 4-way game. The only thing, though, is just remember, so you don't have to mute me because I'll try to talk in a very general way when I do that. But do please minimize so you don't see my hand. I don't want to have to censor it. We can do 4-way. We can definitely do 4-way. Let me try that again. Yeah, might as well get 4-way in. All right. Alright, here we go again. 4-way. And there's the link again. I know you won't, but I still have to say it. It's a disclaimer, I have to say it. Alright. Remember guys, the rules are if I get hit by a Ron, I will drink my cider. Well, it's a spiked seltzer, but it's a cider nonetheless. Less than 8,000 points on me, I'd take 1 sip, and then plus 1 sip for every 8,000 points after that. That was a rule from earlier. All right, Monotalk, are you ready? Are you ready, Monotalk? All right, I guess we're ready. All right, starting. Guys look so professional. Everyone looks professional except Teacher Amy and myself. I'm a cat girl. Amy is a belly dancer. $30 for the character. You know what? I feel that. I feel that because I have spent way too much money in a gacha before. Just getting one character. I have spent, I don't want to say. But if you know Grand Blue Fantasy, there was this one character called Orcus. There's this one character called Orcus. When she came out, I actually sparked to get her. If you don't know what a spark is, it is basically after 300 rolls, you can, what do you call this? You can get a character of your choice. Now, half of that 300 I did not spend money for. That was all in-game currency. But the other half of the 300 rolls, now that is yeah, that was painful. That was very painful. And I hated myself for doing that because ouch. Just ouch. If you want to know what gambling addiction is, you play a actual gacha game. This is not a gacha game. This is not a gacha game. You play an actual gacha game where the designs are really, really nice, 1. Or the characters are super busted and OP, 2. Or you just play a game that you're really, really interested in collecting anything and everything. 3. Or there's just this one character for whatever reason you really, really like and want to have them in your team. That kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. You can end up spending ridiculous amounts of money and probably hate yourself for it afterwards, if you're that kind of person. Yeah, it's the same thing. I don't know how the gacha in One Piece Treasure Cruise works specifically, but it's the same idea, right? It's the same idea. Now, that doesn't stop me from playing gacha just because there's those kinds of things. It's your self-control. Some people don't have that self-control and should definitely not play those games. But for people who have at least some level of self-control, then of course, go ahead, go for it. It's fun. A lot of gacha games are fun. That's why you play them, right? It's not just because what do you call it? It's not just because everyone else is playing, though that could also be a thing. Like Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is fun for the people who play Genshin Impact. I tried it. And I actually liked it when it first came out, but there's just a little bit too much grinding for me, so I don't play it. So that's one thing that will get me to not play a game is the grinding. I don't typically what do you call this? I don't typically dislike grinding, that's the word. I don't typically dislike grinding in a game. But if it's something like a gacha game and it's eating my phone batteries and I have other things to do at that day or something like that, then that's a pretty good sign where I'm probably not going to be playing it for a long time. Princess Connect is a game I'm playing right now, which I actually like. I played the Japanese version before and liked it. The thing about Princess Connect though is you don't have to really play actively for the most part. There are times when you can do that, but for the most part you don't have to. Like there's skip tickets where you don't actually have to play the stage, and most people play the game that way. I would, just because I don't have much time. Now it's not really an idle game, where I haven't tried any idle games because it's like, I don't know, just not my thing. Ooh, nice one, Amy. Nice one. At least you got jams with that. Very nice. A hit's a hit. Doesn't matter how expensive it is. A hit's a hit. But yeah. Princess Connect. I like it. It's very easy on my time, and the game itself is not very demanding. Characters are cute. I like the game. Mechanics are simple and are decent enough to where it's playable. I would not say it's the best game ever. Definitely not. But it's playable, and that's all it has to be for me. One game I stuck with for the longest time that I would like to keep playing is Girls Frontline. Now, Girls Frontline is basically a more serious mobile game. The gacha there actually is very free-to-play friendly. Like, you roll, you don't have to use any money because all the resources to roll are farmed. The only thing you use money for is for expansion of your facilities, which basically is a quality of life improvement. So it's not like you're rolling for a character that's super OP, you're paying money so you can expand your space in the game, and that has long-term benefits as opposed to one character who may only be used in certain situations or steamroll everything. That's not how it goes. If I had to describe the game, it is a game about android girls carrying guns, and it's a game where guns are the main theme basically. Like every character is based on a firearm of some sort. And if you are one of those firearm junkies, then definitely that's a nice one to play. And the gameplay mechanic is kind of like, it's kind of like a turn-based RPG, but it's a strategy RPG, I'm sorry. But not really, because once the map is not really like free roam, and there's some mechanics in there that make it a little bit unique compared to most games out there. But I like the gameplay because it gets fairly complex, especially during events where like the main story of the game is advanced. It's very story driven also. From what I've heard it being described, the story is very heavily influenced by Metal Gear Solid, and the writing is superb. For a mobile game, it's pretty darn good. But I had to drop it recently because the game was demanding quite a bit of my time. And despite being there for almost 3 years, I've had to drop it because it is eating my time and I need time to do other things. So, yes. If I had to say though, that was probably pretty good. Oh, Jam's got another hit. Well, at least he's not getting hit too heavily. Or she, I'm sorry. I don't know what to call you. Let's call Jams. Jams is not getting hit too heavily right now. Hang in there, Jams. Hang in there. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to get that hand completed, but somehow it happened. Superb. Superb. I was kind of worried that Jams was actually going to be a wild card as far as the game is concerned, because I've never seen them play in any of the previous Mahjong games we've done so far. It could just be bad luck. It could be bad luck. Maybe Jams is going to hit us with a really, really strong hand later on, and we'll just never see it coming. Never see it coming. I don't know how that song goes because I never played P5. I could probably get it on Steam if I wanted to. I just don't have the time to do much of anything, so I'm very, very picky on my selection of games. Jams is all powerful. Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna play into anyone's hand on purpose. I don't know how I would even do that, but my cider right now is just condensing on my table, so it's kind of getting a little chilly. I probably should like put it in the fridge or something, or put it on ice. I don't have enough ice to do this. But yeah, by the time I actually open this can of cider, I'm probably going to be drinking warm alcoholic drink, which works for some things, like beer or sake, but not this one. It's not Angry Orchard. This is Austin East Cider Spike Seltzer, peach flavor. Now they specialize in ciders, as their name implies, but apparently this is a seltzer, and I didn't realize that when I got the bottle. Oh, not the bottle, the 6-pack. It's like, I thought you guys only did cider. No, this is a seltzer. Growers? What is Growers? I would look it up, but we're kind of in the middle of the game right now. What is Growers? I can drink water. I don't know what a BC is. I don't know what a BC is. The only alcoholic drinks I know... Oh, from British Columbia. Okay. The only alcoholic drinks I typically do are wine, sake, and cider. I don't drink beer because it tastes terrible. I've tried different kinds of beers. I tried a sour beer. I tried what do you call this? I tried Sapporo. I tried the regular beers at the store. I don't think I tried Heineken. Basically, I like sweet alcohol. Is that fair? I like sweet alcohol. Or at least something that doesn't taste like piss. Yes. Beer is delicious if you like it. I do not like it. I am sorry. I tried to like it because I have heard the hype about Sapporo beer. I have heard the hype about Guinness. But I can't get into the taste. I just can't. it is not in me to drink those things. So wine I can drink. I'm okay with wine. It doesn't have to be a sweet wine. The sweet wines are actually kind of too sweet sometimes, so I try to avoid those. It can be a dry wine. Those are good too. Guinness is not good for non-beer drinkers though. Yeah, I figured that out a little bit too late because apparently it's like really, really hoppy. But you know the foam on Guinness? That's the thing about Guinness. It's the foam, right? The foam on Guinness is pretty good. It's at least good to look at. I don't know if it's actually good to drink, but you can make like funny mustaches with it, and I think that's a plus for a lot of people. That's a plus for a lot of people. Now, personally, the only beer that I could tolerate is Orion, which is a Okinawan beer. Apparently, that's like a light beer, like a pilsner, a pale pilsner, I think. Don't quote me on it. I don't know my beers. But Orion is the one beer I can tolerate. I say tolerate because I don't love it 100%, but if you gave it to me, I would actually be able to drink it compared to like anything else. You gave me anything else. Kirin Ichiban. You know, I haven't actually tried a Kirin yet. I probably should. It's Pilsner. I think it is a Pilsner. It's not a lager. It's definitely not a lager. It's not. I think lagers are heavier. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it is lighter. It is very light. And it doesn't taste as bad. Definitely have to be drunk cold. Otherwise, it's just not gonna work. Because I tried drinking one that was like slightly warm and it's like, oh no, I can't do it. I can't do it. Man, Amy's on a roll right now. All the Japanese go-to beers are pilsners. Oh, soju and sochu. I will also drink those. Those are actually nice. Speaking of soju and sochu, I'm trying to think. Now, a famous brand of sochu, I think in Japan, is Strong Zero. I have heard all the stories about Strong Zero, but I have never actually tried it. Asahi is a lager? Probably. It probably is. I don't know for sure. Now, the last time I went to Japan, it didn't cross my mind and to try a Strong Zero. I really want to try a Strong Zero next time I'm able to. Just to see what the big deal about it is. Because it can't... I think what people say about Strong Zero is it is a very dangerous drink because it doesn't taste like anything and you can keep drinking it and not know how much you've actually drunk. I feel the same way about good sake, by the way. Oh, it's a chuhai. What is a chuhai? I've drank a sour one time at a izakaya, but I still don't know the difference. I still don't know what chuhai is. 9% tastes like nothing, just like some sakes. Like if you give me a daiginjo sake, it tastes like water. And I can drink that like it was nothing and be very, very tipsy after maybe two or three shots or something. Sochu plus highball. $3 for a tall one. So, yep, I heard how cheap it was. What is a highball? What is a highball? You can tell I don't drink enough. I try not to. I'm a very social drinker. Or at least, I drink when the occasion is right. Like now. Or on a dare. Like right now. Highball is a glass? What? What? It's not like a separate drink that you mix in. Highball is soda, vodka, rum, gin. Ah, I see. Something fizzy, basically. Something fizzy. So it's kind of like rum and coke. So wait, so a highball. So well, not highball, but a So basically, a strong zero is like rum and coke. Basically, is that the oversimplification that I'm thinking of? Is that correct? But anyway, I have tried a sour before and I liked it. That was quite nice. I like sours. I just didn't, what do you call this? I haven't, it's just when I had the glass of sour at the izakaya, the glasses were never that big, so it's like, I need 2 or 3 times the size of this glass to be satisfied. But no, I have to order 2 or 3 times the number of glasses to be satisfied, and I think I may have gone twice at most. Hey Doc, welcome to the stream. Soda water, I guess. Well, soda water is like a seltzer, right? Gotta be careful now. Soda water is kind of like a seltzer, right? I think. Ah, jeez, I'm just not. I like alcohol for the taste. I'm one of those people who drink alcohol for the taste, not to get drunk. I don't think I have actually ever gotten drunk, now that I think about it. Okay. Ah, man, I really want to go back to Japan. It's a shame that they're still closed. Oh, nice. Jams is not getting a chance here. 8,000, not bad. Now, when I remember the rules is I have to get Rond. A sumo does not count. Sumo does not count. Well, I mean, the thing is, I don't see the appeal of getting drunk. All right, I don't see the appeal of getting drunk. But I do see the appeal of the taste of some alcohol. That much is clear to me. And there are some pretty nice tasting alcohols. It's like, why wouldn't you drink this? It tastes nice. But getting drunk off it, that's a different story. That's where I draw the line. Like if I start feeling a little bit tipsy, that's when I start stopping to drink. Actually, speaking of which, there was this one time, I think it might have been the last time I went to Japan. So the last time I went to Japan, man, I forgot what that place was called, but this neighborhood next to, I want to say Ikebukuro. This neighborhood right next to Ikebukuro, I think it was called Shima. ちょっと待っててください。See, it was in well, it's Toshima, and then there is Shima. Ah, gosh darn, what's that station called? Ikebukuro, and next to Ikebukuro, not Nakano. I'm trying to look up Google Maps right now. It's not Shinjuku. Shinjuku is a little bit far from Ikebukuro, I think. Smoking's still bad though, regardless. I think there are some people that do like casual smoking. Not Shinagawa either. I'm It's not Shinagawa. It's not It's definitely not Shinjuku. It's not a major station, by the way. It's not a major station. So let's see. Shinamachi. Okay. That's what I was missing. It's called Shinamachi. Shinamachi. So there's this restaurant near Shinamachi Station. I don't remember the name. I want to say the name of the restaurant is called Hana-chan's. But if you look for Hana-chan specifically on Google, you'll probably get a different Hana-chan than the one I'm talking about. So the Hana-chan I'm talking about, Yama-chan, sorry, not Hana-chan, Yama-chan. If you look up for Yama-chan on Google, you're probably going to get a different restaurant than the one I'm thinking of. So this particular place is actually a... So there's yakitori, this is the pork one, this is, crap. If yakitori is for chicken, pork would be... what's pork barbecue in Japanese? What's pork barbecue in Japanese? Ton, I know it's ton. Ton is pork, but it's not yakiton. There we go, yakiton. It's a yakiton place. I was trying to figure out the word order in my head and somehow keep messing it up for some reason. It's a yakiton place, so it's they do mainly pork skewers, but they do have what do you call this? They do have veggie stuff. I think they also have they had some mushrooms, I think, shiitake mushrooms mostly, and it's basically your typical izakaya with the theme of pork, basically. But anyway, I went there on the recommendation of the innkeeper that I was staying with at the time. And the Shinamachi area is basically just a regular Japanese neighborhood, which was nice, by the way. I know a lot of people would like to stay in Shinjuku or like the busier areas, and you know what, there's nothing wrong with that. I would definitely do it also. However, if you want a nice quiet spot in Tokyo or anywhere else really, try to find a place, a neighborhood, hostel, that kind of thing, and stay there. So that way you get an idea of what daily life is like in Japan, not just the tourist areas. But anyway, digressing. Let's see. I visited the yakiton place. It's small, it's cozy. We're both looking for a 5 there. Nice. Okay, so someone I think has to break 30,000 before this round ends. I think that's what it is. If no one breaks 30,000, then I don't think the round's gonna end just quite yet. It's a little weird. I'm not quite used to those rules. At least figuring out when it ends unless there's something clear cut. But anyway, the yakiton place is small. I think it only has a seating for... They have outside seating, but if we discount the outside seating, I want to say maybe it has room for 10 to 12 people max. And it's all counter space. If they actually put outside seating, they can probably add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more people. At most. At most. 2 tables, 8 people at most, I think. No, or maybe just 4. Maybe 4 more people at most. But anyway, the place is fairly small, as you would expect for a family-owned place in Japan. And the yakiton was actually really, really nice. There were some odd cuts I've never had before, like cheek or intestines or stomach. Also pork tongue. Those kinds of cuts. I mean, I've had like the beef tongue before, and that wasn't unusual. I mean, it just tastes like a really nice cut of beef, but I think the stomach and I don't think there had any intestines over there, but the stomach and cheek were a little bit different because I don't think it's not a cut that I usually see. Definitely worth trying. And but I mean, overall though, the barbecue was pretty nice. And then there was this old guy next to me, by the way. So there was an old guy sitting next to me. He noticed I was not from around the area. My Japanese was terrible because I can't read the menu. Of course I can't read the menu. It was all in Japanese and there were no pictures. Which does happen sometimes. It does happen sometimes. And he actually spoke pretty good English. The guy next to me was speaking pretty good English. I think he was a retiree. He looked like a retiree. He didn't look like a salaryman, at least. I don't think he was. But basically, he was pointing out... well, not pointing out, but he was suggesting a drink for me to try, which was hoppy. Now, I didn't want to get drunk that night because I just wanted to enjoy my meal. But so I asked the guy, is the drink alcoholic? And he says no alcohol. So I order it. And you know what? Hoppy is actually pretty nice. Well, the thing is, I don't look like a typical gaijin, so that was I mean, it's not surprising because I was getting lost with the menu and stuff. I don't look like your typical gaijin. I could pass as Japanese if people weren't used to looking at me, I suppose. Which has happened a few times actually. So it happens. But anyway, I try this hoppy, which basically comes in a well, it basically comes in two varieties. I think there was a light hoppy and a dark hoppy. I think I got the light hoppy. And it's not just, so the hoppy comes in like a small brown bottle that kind of looks like your old school looking beer bottles. If you haven't seen one of those, I mean, it's amber. It's amber. I think it's to prevent breakdown of the liquid when it's like when you shine light through it. I don't know. At least I know that's what you use amber glass for in the lab, but I don't know if the same thing happens for alcohol. But in this, I mean, it was amber. I didn't question it because I thought it was just a stylistic thing, and it was small. It's probably no more than, I want to say, maybe no more than 200 mLs or so. I don't exactly remember the volume of that bottle. But it didn't come with just a bottle. So they gave me a bottle. They also gave me a glass, like half full of some sort of white liquid. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like some kind of seltzer or gin or tonic. I didn't ask. But basically the old guy told me to mix 50-50 of whatever was in the glass and the bottle together. So I did. And it tasted nice. I actually like it. It had a little bit of hoppiness because of the name of the product, hoppy. So it has a little hoppiness like you would expect from beer. And it's not unpleasant. It's not unpleasant because I think it's that hoppiness that I don't typically like whenever I drink beer, because it's a little bit too intense for me, a little bit too bitter. But when I drank it, it was fine. I didn't feel anything until I finished one glass. And later, after some searching, nice. How many points is this? Cheap. Very cheap. Is this enough to end the game? Nope, not quite yet. Someone has to get to 30,000. But yeah, I finished one. I was still feeling fine, but I didn't really feel it too much. Until I finished like my second helping. I think I went 2 rounds on that drink. And later I found out that hoppy is mixed with sochu. So the liquid in the glass that was mixing the hoppy with was sochu. Now, typically I like sochu, but like I said, I didn't want to get drunk that night. So, and I'm really wary about getting recommendations from other people in izakaya or any restaurant because they like to pull pranks like that. I asked if the hoppy was not alcoholic. Technically, yes. Technically, the hoppy is only 0.5% alcohol. So technically, it can be sold as non-alcoholic. What they don't tell you is hoppy is mixed with sochu, and that's what makes the drink alcoholic. So at the end of that night, after I drank 2 bottles of hoppy and after drinking 2 bottles of hoppy and finishing my meal, the guy was long gone at that point. I was a little bit wobbly getting back to my hostel or inn. I think, well, I'll call it an inn because that's what they call themselves. I was a little bit wobbly getting back to my inn, and the master at the counter of at the reception at the inn was asking how I was, how the food was. I said it was great. It was great, but I was a little drunk and I needed to sleep. So yeah, that's I guess that's my alcohol story for today. It doesn't happen often. I think that's the only time I've ever been pranked in Japan. It happens. I'm just glad it wasn't worse than that. But yes, it's wow. Oh, wow, Manatok is rolling in the cash right now. Very nice. I think all of his hands have been sumos so far, which is impressive. Try to roofie me. Pretty sure the place would get in trouble for that. Matok's in a roll today. Well, let's do another round then. Let's do another round. Just checking in chat right now. Is there anyone else in chat that has that wants to get in on the game before we move on? If not, then we can keep going. Because I want to give everyone a chance if possible. But that's very nice. That's nice. Well, sumo is also very hard to get, so there's that. You know, I still haven't opened the can yet. All right, Doc. Well, if you're fine just watching, then we'll just keep going. Because I don't think there's anyone else in chat right now. From what I could tell. All right. Just waiting on the ready button. And we can start. But yeah, my dream one of these days is just to get a lot of people in here to rotate eventually. Well, you can still sumo with a chi and pawn. That doesn't stop you from sumoing, because all a sumo is a self-drawn tile, and you win off that draw. What does happen? What will prevent you from getting a sumo though is just having a furi 10. That's it. The one with the concealed hand, there's quite a few hands that require your there's quite a few yaku that require your hand to be concealed, so you'd have to be more specific about that one. I'm sorry. The most common hands that need to be concealed are like, I don't know the Japanese names, but it's Chitoitoi, I think. If I'm thinking correctly, that means 2 sequences of the same type, and so it would be like, let's say 2 3 4 2 3 4 of bamboo or pins. So 2 sequences of the same suit and same number. That has to be concealed. Otherwise, if it's not concealed, then you can't count that as a yaku. So that's one. There's also a few others, but I think the concealed hands typically have sequences in them. That's the main takeaway. It's the main takeaway. Now, if you have a hand of concealed triplets, like say every single one of your sets in your hand is like a triplet, that would be a su-anko if it's concealed. That is a yakuman. Now, if you open up your hand, that just becomes 2 yaku instead of a yakuman. Huge difference for basically the same pattern. Now, one of these days, I really want to go into a Mahjong parlor in Japan, but I'm probably going to get really, really owned if I do that. The most Mahjong I've done in Japan is like the Mahjong cabinets in the arcades. They actually have those. I tried one game and busted super quickly. And it's not because that the computer was cheating. It's because there are other people playing the same game from other arcades, and they were just really that good. Yeah, I think the Mahjong parlor though, it's really hard to make money off of them if that's the only thing you're doing, because I think the amount of money you can get is anywhere between 50 to 200 yen per so many points. If you're just going in there casually, I think it will be very, very awkward. Oh wow. I'm glad that wasn't me. Ooh, that is very, very solid. Nice. That is solid. Oh boy. Amy's at death's door right now. Oh my gosh. She is at death's door. Hang in there, Amy. Hang in there. Just because you got hit early on does not mean it's the end of the world. You can recover from this. You can recover from this. What do you need to make me drink? I have to play into someone's hand. I have not played into anyone's hand yet, so if I discard and someone runs off it, that's when I drink. That has not happened yet today. That has not happened yet today. I expect it to happen at least once before the stream is over, but it hasn't happened yet. So it may have happened if I actually put the rule into effect during my first warm-up game, but I didn't. I put it after the warm-up game. And then when I was doing the second round of ranked, the rule was already in effect, but it still did not. What do you call this? I didn't play into anyone's hand at that point. Retroactive drink? No. No. Why would I retroactive drink? No, we don't do that. We don't do that. That's not how laws work. At least that should not be how laws work. Even if we did retroactive drink, I don't remember how many points that was. Actually, it might have been less than 8,000. But no. One sip. One sip. I'll do one sip. One sip. Let me see. What am I going to discard here first, though? Hold on. There's fizz on my hand. Okay. Haven't drank yet. Okay, I think that was a little bit more than one sip. That may have been like 2 sips, maybe 3. It's warm now. I can't say the flavor is all that great. It's yeah, it's been sitting out for a while. That needs to go in the fridge, but I don't have a fridge near me, so it's just gonna have to be. It's gonna have to like stay that way. Yeah, that's yeah. Just so you guys know, the closer I am to getting drunk, I get sleepy. Like I said, I've never been drunk before. However, I do know the feeling of getting tipsy. And when I'm tipsy, I get sleepy. So yeah. that does happen. I don't know. Maybe my power levels could also go up just from drinking. That's probably not. That's probably not what's actually going to happen, though. Yeah, I don't like warm. I don't typically like warm alcohol either. I don't think I've had warm sake. I know there's some sake that are good warm. But that's my retroactive drinking, and I'm not taking another sip until I actually get hit. Oh, I thought that was going to be less than the mount gun. Nice. Well, here's my revenge. The thing is, there's certain sake that are good hot, but I don't know which ones those are. I don't know which ones those are. Like, is there a specific sake that has to be warm? I know like the Daiginjo typically is cold. I think the Daiginjo is typically cold. Maybe it's the more maybe it's a sake that has more what do you call this? I'm thinking like the ones that have more sediment, the ricey sediment. That's what I'm thinking of. That probably has to be warmed up because I can imagine the little rice bits being nice warm. But past that, I can't think of much of anything. It's better if it's good sake, otherwise it'll be really strong tasting. I know there's like a really common brand of sake that people typically say to drink warm. Now, I don't know if that's actually a thing or not, but let's get rid of this one. Black and gold sake is good warm. Is that a specific brand or is that just the color of the label? Because I know there's plenty of sake that you can like find in the stores, but not all of them are good. There's actually a place that makes sake locally here, and for a gaijin brand, it is actually pretty good. Like, holy crap. That's actually my first experience with sake, the local sake here. And I'm not gonna say the name because it's gonna give away where I am. So, sorry. Or else I would recommend it. I would recommend it otherwise. But I've never actually had the sake in Japan specifically. I don't know how I avoided it for the past 4 years, but I just never had it. Like, if I'm gonna drink sake in Japan, I want it to be like at a fancy restaurant somewhere, or an izakaya. And that way I know the sake is actually halfway decent. At least halfway decent. But that hasn't happened yet. Oh, it's actually called Black and Gold. I see. Alright. Now that I think about it, I may have actually also drunk some kind of alcohol one time at a ramen shop. I don't remember if it was... No, I know it was. It was a highball. I drank a highball that time. It was a highball at a... Ippudo. I remember I was having the red ramen. It supposedly was spicy. It really wasn't. It was nice. But I wouldn't call it spicy. It was thick. It was creamy. It was... Crap, not this one. I could have had all these white dragons in my hand. Why? Okay. What should I get rid of? It's getting really tough to figure out what I need to get rid of or keep in my hand right now. But yeah, okay. Well, alcohol, more alcohol. I'm actually kind of tempted to drink the seltzer on my own right now, but it's warm. So it would actually be more of a punishment game if I actually played into someone's hand. Hello. I am so glad that wasn't me. What? Jams. What? I was waiting for a really, really big hand from you. This is... I mean, a win is a win, but still. All that build up. Wrong emote. There's the emote I wanted to use. There we go. That one. I like the emotes in this game. I mean, I suppose if you don't drink for a while, the alcohol will hit you that much harder. I think that's what's happening to me right now, and yeah, I mean, I feel it. I feel it a little bit, but it's not like woo. Nope, it's not like that. It's not like that. I just wish it was a little bit darker outside. Otherwise, I mean, you know, to me, day drinking is fine and all, but it either has to be like a really nice warm afternoon or dark outside so you can be all at peace while you drink from your can, bottle, glass, whatever it is. That kind of thing. Yeah. Amy's just like emoting the depressed thing over and over again. I mean, I can't imagine why, because she's probably barely hanging on for dear life right now. Or maybe her South got conned earlier. Or floating down the river. I would actually advise against that, because if you're drunk and you fall out of that thing you're floating in, that could be bad times. I would advise against that. On the bank would be fine, or like on a lawn chair. Those are fine. But it's really hard to sober up really quickly if you get into a spill or some kind of mess. Okay. Guess we don't need this anymore. It's a shame. Ooh, scary hands. Scary hands coming in from the left and the right. Let's see. Alright, so I'm trying to think of the first time I've actually had alcohol. So unlike some people when they turn 20 or 21 or whatever the legal drinking age is in your place, I wasn't like super gung-ho on getting drunk. Unlike some people. Like some people, as soon as they turn 20 or 21, it's like, oh no, oh yes, I can finally drink. I'm gonna get so drunk today and have a lot of fun. I just never was that kind of person. Now that might seem boring to some people, but I was actually responsible. At least I try to be responsible. And nope, I never actually did that. I never did the whole drinking thing when I turned of age, supposedly. But so my actual first experience with alcohol wasn't until much later. And I think the first thing I drank might have been a wine, like a sweet wine. It's called Yano Sweet Red. Yano with 2 L's, not a Y. Because it's a Spanish/Mexican brand. Well, it's not from Spain or Mexico, but it's a Spanish name. So Llano, Llano, Sweet Red. And that was my go-to wine for the longest time whenever I felt like drinking, which did not happen very often. But it was nice. It was nice. Until I got sick of the really sweet stuff and then went for the drier stuff. And then my friends kept pestering me about trying this beer here, this beer there, and I just knew I did not like beer because it tasted terrible to me. They tried getting me to drink a sour beer that was being brewed here locally. It was okay, but it tasted not great. Even with a pizza that was being sold next door, it did not taste that great to me. Sorry. That's just how it is. But yeah, Salt of the Earth Rubino. Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, that was back in the day when I was actually still okay with sweet wines. These days, I don't really drink wine, just because I don't feel like drinking wine. The only thing I use wine for these days is cooking, and I'd rather buy something cheap, like a cheap cooking wine for that. If I drink anything these days, it's usually exclusively sake or what do you call this? Sake or gosh darn it. 7-7. Okay, that's one sip. Black. That's too warm. That's too warm. I already drank. It was too warm. It doesn't taste any good right now. I wish I could pop this on some ice or the fridge, but it's just not. The fridge is too far. The fridge is too far. Hey, Amy, as long as you're surviving, I think that's good for now. At least you still have a chance of pulling ahead. Your job right now, Amy, is to survive. Mission, survive. And let's see, what else? Survive or... Well, basically, if someone is in a position to win, and you're in a position to go below 0 at any moment's notice, that is when you go super defensive, unless you know for sure you can win with the hand by doing some risky plays. Now, in a normal game, that's fine to do it that way. And maybe when you're playing the Yakuza, that would also be a good tactic. Unless you're the person in last place and you're going to be owing the Yakuza so much money, that's going to not be good times for you. Now, I say that tongue-in-cheek wise because right now I am using a PNG as a Kagi style, which is basically Yakuza Mahjong. Realistic Mahjong, but with a Yakuza. But anyway, just don't want them to cut off a body part because you can't pay. Well, it would. I think if they're gonna do that, they would go for your kidneys first, because for some reason kidneys are valuable compared to livers. Like, you would think they would go after the liver first. At least the liver can regrow if you cut even 2/3 of it. I don't know who actually does liver transplants, but if you cut like 2/3 of the liver, it can still regrow back to full size. I think there might have been some article about that or something I read somewhere. Yes, the liver is self-regenerative. I think if Doc Redfang is still in the chat, he can probably confirm that. But I think the liver is regenerative, and the thing is, though, I don't know if anyone actually does transplants regarding that specifically. I know kidneys are popular because renal failure is a thing, and what do you call this? There's definitely genetic issues regarding kidney stuff. So, and you really only need at least one kidney to function decently. Though if you have 2 kidneys, even better, because it's like you can purify more stuff. And having 1 kidney just makes it harder on your system, but you can survive just okay otherwise. Yeah, I don't know if that like I said, I don't remember if I remember that story correctly. I did drink 4 sips worth of alcohol, so take what I say with a grain of salt right now. But if I remember correctly, it might have been from an article that mentioned it. But the thing is, I don't know if that was observed in a person or if that was observed in the laboratory. So I don't remember that part. All I know is that it can regrow. That is it. So fact check me on that, please. Fact check me. All right. This hand is not gonna go anywhere, for sure. For sure. Speaking of liver, I have never gotten into eating liver. I mean, there's several ways you can cook it, like thoroughly well done, which is I think what most people will try to do and probably should do. But I don't see the appeal. I just don't. Now, supposedly liver is good for recovering iron, but I just don't see the appeal of eating it. Oh, please don't run off. Ah, gosh darn it. All right, that might have been like 1.5 or 2 sips right there, but I drank something. Yeah. Ah, jeez. I mean, I can probably like finish the... much alcohol is this anyway? 4.2%? Really? For some reason, it felt like 8. It felt like 8. I'm just saying right now, I am like halfway paying attention to what's going on in my hand and the discards. So, I don't know. It could be better or worse depending on if I was paying attention or not. I do feel a little warm right now though. I don't know if it's because it's actually warming up around here or because of the alcohol, or maybe it could be the fleece blanket on my lap right now. It could be the fleece blanket on my lap right now. I have eaten today. So for breakfast, I had instant ramen with fried salmon. That's actually going to be a video for next week. I do have some short videos I like to do once in a while, and I do have them on my channel if you like to see them. I think I have one video up right now. There's probably going to be another video up either tomorrow or Tuesday. I don't remember when I scheduled it, but I do have those. I also ate a kind of like a beef stew-ish today. So I cooked it yesterday, and that's what I'm going to be eating for lunch for the next week. Beef stew with rice. That is my food for lunch. And I've been slowly chipping away at the cookies I've been making, which is probably a little too sweet because it's giving me an upset stomach whenever I eat them. Oh, also the protein shake. I usually have a protein shake with milk every day. So yeah, that's my typical menu. Probably not the healthiest menu, but hey, the macros work out, so it's alright. It's alright. Ooh. I'm really trying my hardest right now to not get my to not get like too fuzzy in the head. Throw in some carrots. I think the stew might have some carrots. If not, there's definitely veggies in there. Hanuman! I knew it was going to be big. I wasn't sure if it was going to be Hanuman or not. Sorry, Amy, I had to do this to you. Sorry. That's how Mahjong works. That's how Mahjong works. You can't pay the Yakuza. Well, you have a 7,900 point deficit, I think. Well, we can't keep a tab. We can't keep a tab here in the Yakuza. So what are we gonna do with you, Amy? What are we gonna do? You gotta pay us back somehow. Huh? What are we gonna do? Maybe we could send you off to or maybe we can send you off to the construction site or mines or whatever they do, or fish for some tuna. Squid fishing, tuna fishing. Need to gamble again? Okay. If that's really what you want to do, we can do that again. I can't say that you can postpone it as much as you want. Catch some tuna. Is that actually a thing that they do where they send just people to fish or construction sites or mining whenever someone can't pay? I mean, I know they do stuff like that, or maybe that's just stories. I probably shouldn't be talking about it, but I'm just curious. It's morbid curiosity at this point. I mean, catching tuna is not probably the worst thing in the world, but it's not easy either. It's not easy. Gotta give respects to those fishermen. I give respects to them. You gotta grow up doing that stuff. I don't think anyone chooses to become a fisherman by choice. At least I don't think so. I know people. I know some people become farmers by choice, just because they think, they feel like it's a lot more, not necessarily easy. There's definitely hard work in farming, but it's a lot more manageable than say office work. I feel like I'm just making conjectures. I'm just making conjectures. Well, at least you have more experience than me. I've never fished, period, in my life. I want to try. There's a few friends that I have that have gone fishing off the Gulf before, and it sounds fun. But it's just that you have to rent a boat. You have to rent gear that's not probably going to be cheap, and it's not even a guarantee you're going to catch anything. So it's like, if you do catch something, it's like you still have to pay for the fish that you caught. Maybe, I think, I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's not cheap. For sure, it's not cheap. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this hand. But as far as like small fishing and stuff like that, I've never done it because I don't have any sources of water I can fish from. Would like to try. Just to pass the time, I would like to try. But the ocean fishing also sounds fairly interesting to me. Fairly interesting. Speaking of that, though, there was a time way back in the day. Peaceful when it's early enough in the morning. So I hear. Like, I think morning and night fishing is typically what people like to do, though I think night fishing is a little scary, I think, because if you fall off, if you're in a boat and you fall off, it's not, I mean, it's dark, it's not easy to come back up, but at least if it's night fishing, you can, I think you can like shine a light on the water and the fish will come to you. Most fish will come to you because they get attracted by that, I think. I don't know. I know that's what they do for squid. At least some squid, that's basically how you catch them. You go out at night, shine some light, and fish and squid will come to you. Makes it easier to catch. River and lake country. There are lakes around here, but rivers not really. Not really. At least nothing big enough you can call a river. And I haven't really visited the lakes. I don't think the lakes around here have any decent fishing, from what I can tell. Maybe at the parks. Ice fishing is something you always wanted to try. I guess. I guess there's a season for that. There's definitely a season for that. Though I can't imagine ice fishing being easy, because basically for ice fishing, don't you just like cut a hole in the ice and wait? I'm just trying to figure out how the fish would behave in the ice. Drill a hole and then line down. Okay, here's the question about ice fishing. How big of a hole would you have to drill to like make? Because depending on the size of the fish in the water that you're trying to fish from, they might not even fit through the hole when you pull them up, right? So it's like, if you catch a really big fish, somehow, let's just say somehow you catch a really big fish, and you can't even pull it out from the hole. That it's like that. I feel like that would be a shame. This hand has become 10 times more harder to do. Couple of inches wide for rainbow trout. Okay. Speaking of which, I don't think I've ever actually had trout before. Probably not the best idea to do a Riichi this late into the game, but you know what? I'm going for it. I'm going for it. You can probably kind of tell that I am slightly tipsy from my speech patterns recently. Or maybe it's just my usual speech patterns. I don't know. But yeah. I think when I drink, I tend to speed up my speech patterns a little bit at the start, and then once I'm coming off it again, I'm go down. Or if I drink too much, I just slow down quite a bit. I just like to be really, really quiet when I'm drinking, basically. Can't do that here, of course, but you know. Well, at least my faculties are somewhat sort of here, even though I'm kind of blurry some stuff. Okay, how many points is this? It's at least 2. 6,000? I'll take it. 6,000 is not bad. All right. Oh, it's still east. You guys better get me out of east here soon. Otherwise, it's gonna be a bloodbath. Just saying. All right, let's see what we got here. Trying to think of a stories to share. Mainly about Japan, because those are the main memories I have right now. But the thing is, whenever I travel in Japan, I don't really get into so many unusual situations that they're shareable stories. It's mostly like, I went here, it was interesting. I went here because there was something I wanted to see. Didn't really find anything. The rare stuff that happens to me once in a while that are interesting to most people, like the alcohol story I was talking about earlier, that doesn't happen very often. It's like super, super rare. But whenever it does happen, it's nice. That was actually like the first time that, no, it may not have been the first time that a Japanese person has approached me. It's just that it might have been the first one that I think of, because it was like right next to me in that bar, but it's nice otherwise. I really wish I can just sneak into Japan right now somehow. That's not gonna happen though. Come on, their cases aren't that bad. Smoked salmon is S tier food. I've never actually had smoked salmon now that I think about it. I've had it grilled, I've had it baked, I've had it in soup. I don't think I've actually had it smoked. Somehow I've never actually had it smoked. I don't know how. But it just hasn't happened yet. From my experience though, smoked salmon's been pretty expensive. Smoked salmon with cream cheese on the bagel. Speaking of cream cheese, I still have that cream cheese in my fridge that I've been meaning to work with. So I already know what recipe I want to make with the cream cheese, because it was suggested in Twitter. And it was the only decent recipe that anyone suggested so far. It's like, I have cream cheese, I don't want to make cheesecake. So it's like, okay, what can I make with cream cheese that's not cheesecake? I won't say what the recipe is yet, because I kind of want to I want it to be like a surprise when I actually do it. But if you see my Twitter, you already know what it is, or at least can guess what it is. The nice thing about it though is it shouldn't take long according to the recipe. I just need to figure out some other things, and if possible, maybe get some more ingredients to do other recipes in the future. We'll see about that. Well, I guess for most people, whenever I do the cooking streams, or so far whenever I've done the cooking streams, it's been in the morning, which may be too early for some people, but it's like if I wait until the afternoon, I feel like it's what do you call this? It would take forever for the dishes to complete. Well, it won't take forever, but it would take the same amount of time. It's just that if there's accidents that can happen, I could, let's say I start at 3 or 4 p.m. where most people would probably be available. And let's say the cooking takes at least 2 hours, but if I mess up somewhere or something unexpected happens, it might take 4 hours. And that's the situation I want to avoid. Plus, if I do it and then there's cleaning afterwards, that takes a little while with all the stuff that I have to do. Or I might just be making excuses right now. Who knows? Who knows? I am a little tipsy right now. Though it has been a while since I drank the last shot. And I'm still trying to figure out the timing on this thing. Maybe I should actually just advertise when I'm actually doing this cooking stuff. I enjoy cooking though. I mean, if I'm not learning a new recipe, which is when I actually follow recipes for the most part, I just mix ingredients together and see what I get. I wanted to try the HelloFresh thing just for, or the other food service stuff. $7,000, I'll take it. Sorry, Jams. Ooh, Jams disconnected. Jams disconnected. Rip Jams. Okay, so maybe it was Jams that was trying to reconnect earlier. So anyway, I've been wanting to try the HelloFresh stuff too. Get back in, get back in. Anyway, I've been wanting to try the HelloFresh stuff also. But the thing is, after calculating all the ingredients and the shipping and all that stuff, it's like, it's still too expensive for me to justify doing it. Now, some people say it's actually cost effective to do so, but me personally, I cook everything. Now, it might be cost effective if you eat out a lot, or it might be comparable to that, but I don't. Even back when everything was fine and dandy, I don't eat out a lot. It's like something I do whenever I want to treat myself. And there's definitely restaurants I like to visit from time to time. But it's like, okay, it's like, is this a little bit too expensive for me to justify having all these ingredients shipped? It's like, I just don't do it because of that. Yeah, it's cost effective for people who order out. I think that's what I mentioned earlier. But here's the thing though, is the thing that you made from HelloFresh or those food delivery services comparable to a good restaurant, or at least a nice restaurant that you like to visit? That's the main question. I guess if you're used to cooking already, the answer might be a little bit different than if you're not used to cooking. Quality of the food is high because I feel like the ingredients and the recipes are good. it usually comes down to the ingredients, but even if you don't have subpar ingredients, it still should still be fairly okay. Maybe. Gotta watch out for Amy right now. She's probably gonna try to wipe out her debt from earlier. Wait, we're still in East 1? We're still in East 1? Did I actually drag out East 1 this far? I did. I think I actually won the last 2 rounds. That's probably why I did. That's probably why we're still in East in East 1. Okay. Wow, my short-term memory is really taking a hit right now. Oh, well, Amy broke the curse. We are no longer in East 1. And Monotalk is looking like in a precarious situation. Come on, Monotalk. You can do it. You can do it. Superb. Superb. I like the All right, test 1 2, test 1 2. Are we back? Are we back? Hold on. All right, good. I'm just gonna adjust chat on my side really quick, because I think that got knocked out also. Let's get rid of this one. Hold on. Okay, chat should be back up. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that happened with the streaming just now. Okay, well, I guess I should explain what happened with the with what happened just right now in general. I don't know exactly what happened, and this is not a common thing, but basically what happened was that the power went out, and I'm not sure exactly why. So it was just like a split second, shut down everything. So computer went out, internet went out, and yep, that's why the stream went down like it did, and that's why I disconnected from the game. I'm trying to adjust everything back here. I think I go this side. Yep, go that side. And I was using Restream to dual stream between YouTube and Twitch. So the Twitch stream. So when I reconnected, I just reconnected the YouTube stream only because there was nothing going on Twitch anyway. Also, because Restream did not, what do you call this? It did not allow me to choose the stream again to, what do you call it? It did not allow me to choose the stream again to dual stream with, because as far as Restream was concerned, this stream was over as soon as my power cut out. Now, thankfully, the stream on YouTube did not actually do an end stream when that happened, because typically whenever the stream ends with Restream, it auto ends the stream on YouTube also. Normally I would have to like manually press end stream. That's a fail-safe for me. whenever something like this happens where the power cuts out or OBS crashes, that kind of thing. So that's a failsafe for me. If I actually had end stream auto end for YouTube, then I would have had to make a new stream, and that's a pain in the butt. So yeah, glad to know that the YouTube stream didn't actually go down right away. But Restream's not letting me dual stream this particular one again because it thinks it's done. It thinks it's done. Oh well. Anyway. So, I don't know where we left off as far as story-wise. Yeah, well, I don't know how you do your YouTube streaming, but usually when I stream in YouTube, I have the auto start on because that one at least I feel like should be kept. Ooh, what you got? Amy going for the counterattack here. Very nice. Still in first at least. Last round. Yeah, I don't know. Typically my settings for YouTube is auto start. So that, oh crap, I probably shouldn't have gotten rid of that because I could probably use it. Oh well. Is auto start because I have gone some, initially when I first started streaming, when I started OBS, I forgot to click start stream on YouTube. So I just made a default to auto start whenever OBS starts. That way I'd never forget to do that. And there's really rarely a chance where you would have to check for everything on your side to be good first anyway before you press start stream on YouTube. So it's like just have it on by default. But the end stream though, the end stream on the other hand, I don't have that turned on. I don't have the auto end turned on because of possible accidents. You don't want to make another stream if you don't have to. Which I think on Twitch, if you somehow disconnect, you have to make a new stream to, what do you call it, to stream, to like pick up where you left off if an accident happens. And yeah, that's one feature of Twitch I don't like as far as videos are concerned. So, okay. Yeah, I know. That's one feature I don't like over there. That's one feature I don't like of it. I know like streamers just live with it when it happens, but it's a pain in the butt. That's something I wish they didn't do, but I guess for ease of use they don't do it because now here's what I noticed there's pros and cons between Twitch and YouTube, as we were talking about earlier. We talked about the community stuff earlier. That's one aspect. The other aspect's more technical and more on the streaming end, possibly also for the viewers, for the audience, if they're watching your archive on there. And the archive thing is a whole separate issue, which annoys me to no end, but that's a whole separate issue. Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons to that. There's pros and cons to everything. So it's like, okay. I mean, you deal with it the best you can. But on the technical side, I think YouTube has the better tools for streamers, at least for managing videos and streams. Because as far as scheduling goes, the only scheduling you can do on Twitch is say when you plan to do things, but you can't schedule the actual stream itself. Like on YouTube, if you schedule a stream on YouTube, you can make the thumbnail ahead of time, you can make the you can say when it's going to start. You don't have to start at that time, but at least it gives a countdown for people to know when it starts if you have it published. Also, It's like you don't have to come up with a title when you make when the stream goes live on YouTube, because you already did it ahead of time. So, I mean, there's good and there's pros and cons to both platforms. I think the only thing that would make YouTube perfect, or at least near perfect, is if YouTube had the ability to do clipping, which I think they're working on. It's supposedly still in the alpha phase, but I don't know how much testing they actually have to do for that. Like, I feel like all the testing that needs to be done should be done by now, but who am I to say? I'm not the one doing testing. But there is that. There's also I feel like if YouTube had something like a point redeem thing like Twitch, so that it encourages encourages chat to be more interactive, that would be also great. Because I know there's a few people who have asked me for an ara. There are some people that have asked me for an ara, and it just feels like the worst time to do it, especially in the middle of a fight. But it would be nice to, be able to regulate when that actually happens. At least for me, it would be nice to regulate when that happens. Raiding is a big thing for you. No, technically you can do raids in YouTube, technically. It would be more like a manual raid. Some people may not like that idea, but hey, if it works, it works. I don't see why that should stop you. I mean, but you can technically do a manual raid on YouTube. Technically. Like, by manual raid, I mean post a link to the channel that you want to raid and have people click on it to go over there. It still works the same way. Now, here's the funny thing about my hand. Here is the funny thing with my hand. I was actually in Furi 10. So my hand was actually Furi 10 before I got the winning tile. If you're in a situation where you're in a Furi 10, that you have really two options. One option is to be lucky enough to get a sumo like I did. That's how you can make a Furi 10 into a valid hand. The other option to get out of a Furi 10 is to change your weights, which can be complicated depending on how far you are in the game and the available tiles there are left on the board. But if you're lucky enough, you can get the sumo, then you don't have to worry about doing any of that stuff. But anyway, I think YouTube, or not YouTube, my side over here is telling me something about stopping the stream now because of that power outage. I did enjoy playing with you guys, and definitely we should do this again. But something's going on this side. I don't want to risk another flash blackout. So let's stop here for today. That was a good game, guys. That was a good game. You guys actually made me drink a few times, which I was not expecting. Definitely was not expecting to drink today, but it happened. It was nice, guys. It was nice. So as far as when the next... Hello? I can't read your name, so forgive me. We're actually about to end now. I'm sorry. But try to catch us next time, and you might be able to see some Mahjong. But let's see. So the next time we're going to be doing a Mahjong stream, I'm not sure. I usually discuss this with Amy because I hang out on her channel as far as when to do that. But generally every 2 weeks I try to do a Mahjong time, so I play with other people. But otherwise, if you wanted to see more Mahjong, sorry, you're gonna have to wait for 2 weeks for the next one. Next time though, yeah, thank you for joining me. That was fun. it's nice to see you guys improve since that first time. That was quite the improvement. You at least know what you're doing now. You may not know all the hands. I don't know all the hands, but you at least know what you're doing, and that is a huge step from your first game. So, very nice, very nice. And you actually made me drink a few times, so that's a victory to you guys. I'm probably gonna finish off the rest of this later anyway. So, drunk by myself. So, okay, so next Mahjong is probably going to be in about 2 weeks. The day is going to be decided at some point. I also need to talk to Amy after the stream about a certain thing that we had to put off. Hopefully that's still okay. And yes, nice to meet you too. How do you say? Actually, let me see if I can get this name, because I want to at least want to say hello to you. I just want to say hello to you since you managed to make it here. How do you say your name? How do you say your name? Yeah. Well, let's talk about that either today after the stream or tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow when I'm not so tipsy. Maybe tomorrow when I'm not so tipsy. Because I need to make a schedule. And I need to put it on the schedule. So that's why. But then I don't have a schedule yet for the coming week. So I can't say for sure what's next on the schedule, but what's for sure on Taiwan. Okay. I didn't know that's the characters for Taiwan. Because when I put it in Google Translate, it says meow fan. Meow fan?
Meow fan.
Meow fan.
Meow fan.
Meow fan. That's what Google Translate is telling me. But anyway, I don't have anything on the schedule yet, but I think the next thing I have planned anyway will be on Wednesday. It will be Terraria, and there might be some guests that will be joining me. I don't know yet. They don't know yet either. So if they do join, it'll be a surprise for everyone. Otherwise, the guerrilla streams I'm going to be doing is mechs. I got into a mech tournament arc, so I will be doing mechs for a while during my guerrilla streams. That's pretty much it. Okay, we're gonna stop here. All right, thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Goodbye. Goodbye. Yeah, I have a really bad habit of not saying goodbye. It's a little too loud. It's a little too loud. All right, see you guys.